Aloha and welcome to Room 24. My name is Mitzi Hasegawa and I'm one of the two middle school math teachers here at Seabury Hall. If we were able to be together for tonight's back to school event, one of the things I'd ask you to do is to play a game. I really enjoy incorporating games and activities into class. I think they are really good ways to promote cooperative learning and provoke student thinking. I like how they engage students in strategizing and reasoning about the math at hand. And I also like how it gives them an opportunity to practice a math skill outside of the typical paper pencil task we so often associate with class. Um, I couldn't figure out how to make this interactive though on the video though, so I thought maybe I'd just borrow the idea of the game as a way to tell you a little bit about myself. So this is what I came up with, Seabird. And I guess since I'm the only player here right now, I'll hop on the board and grab my dice, and we'll just take a couple of rolls, a couple of turns through the game. And so our first roll is a 9. That's going to move me past Carter Hall, through the CAC, and on over to share a little bit about how I got here to Seabury Hall. I am originally from Michigan. I moved to Maui, Hana, on Maui in 1991 and taught with the DOE at Hana School up until last school year. So this is my second year here at Seabury, but my 30th year teaching in the classroom overall. So I've been doing it, just for a little while. And so my first experiences, though, were actually as a parent. You can see my son's graduation picture down there in the corner, and he entered as a freshman and graduated with the class of 2019. So after having those 4 amazing years of his experience here, we knew that when our daughter became a freshman, that we wanted her to have that same opportunity. So she came in last year, and as a sophomore this year, she's here at Seabury as well. It's been kind of neat to see both sides, that parent side and that teacher side, of what it takes to make Seabury the place that it is. And I feel really fortunate to be part of such a dedicated team who are so, student-centered, student-driven, and I'm really enjoying my experience here. Let's go ahead and take a second turn. And we've got a 6 for our roll this time. That's going to move us around the corner, past the drop-off circle. And unfortunately, it's going to send us over to the detention square. Well, kind of. I put a detention square on the game board because, unfortunately, I will sometimes encounter students who, math class just isn't their favorite. They haven't found that success with math yet. And that's not really how I want them to feel in class. I really want them to feel successful. I want them to find that math really is okay, that we can tackle the problems that we have at hand. And I want that to build up that confidence with them, hopefully before the end of the year, but at least by the end of the year. So on the screen, you can see there the units of study that we'll cover. I teach all 3 sections of 6th grade math and 2 of the 7th grade pre-algebra here. And we spend a lot of time in class making connections between the concepts in the math, as well as with the math and other academic areas that they're studying. We do a lot of problem solving and critical thinking. We do a lot of reasoning and communicating our reasoning and sharing our strategies as we tackle problems. I think detention time ought to be just about over. So we'll do one last roll to get us off that detention square and move us 2 spaces more forward on the board, and talk about those hammers and wrenches, because we know that's not what we're here for. But I do often use the idea of a toolbox with students and classes to talk about that we're filling their toolbox here with the skills that they need to tackle the math at hand. And maybe right now in middle school, it feels like just to go forward at Seabury Hall from 6th to 7th or 7th to 8th grade. But we know ultimately these foundational skills that we're building here, those tools that we're filling that toolbox with, are going to take them forward out into the world beyond Seabury. So I think that's one of the things that Seabury does an excellent job of, is to make sure that that toolbox is filled with all those skills that our students need as they advance. Mathematical skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, reasoning skills, critical thinking, everything that it takes for them when they're out there in the world, as ever-changing as it is, and they're presented with something that, maybe they have to tackle. They can find the success in that endeavor as they move forward into their future. It has been a very interesting couple of weeks here back on campus, a little bit of face to face, a little bit of distance learning, but I am absolutely enjoying the time getting to know your children. They are so eager to learn and they're so ready to be back in school. And, they're really the reason that we're here. And for me, the reason that I think this is just one of the absolute best jobs in the world. I look forward to being able to meet you as well soon. Hopefully, that will happen in person when it's safe to do so. And until then, in the meantime, I wish your family health and happiness and say mahalo.